Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Climb with Jaelin. We're going to try a little different intro, kind of audio recorded intro today, and I hope you guys still like these. Anyway, today we got Mr. Mike Dam on today, and he's a YouTuber, he's a musical artist, makes some very good music, and hope you guys enjoy his story. Thank you.
What was that like growing up in Miami?
Oh, um, well, Miami is different. It's a lot of culture, and my mom was very aware of the different kind of people and the surroundings that I was in. So she used to make sure, like, my mom had me on lock for a lot of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I still went to school with a lot of people, and I still experienced like different people all the time. But yeah, it was, I saw a lot of good things and a lot of bad things in Miami. It was a balance of everything. And I got to grow up with a lot of Hispanic and a lot of white people and a lot of different black people from Haiti and, other islands. So yeah, man, Miami was cool. But to leave for me was a big step too, because yeah, it can be, it's almost like, it's a swamp to me in a way where you can get stuck and there's really nothing. Yeah, you might not be able to evolve from there sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I love Miami still. No, I'm not shitting on Miami.
For sure. And so what did you want to do when you were growing up? Like, what was your goal when you were a kid?
Just to be successful, man. I think my mom would tell you I always idolize celebrity. Even if I didn't even understand it, I just always, like, Michael Jordan was my hero growing up. I always idolized Jackson, people who were just great at what they did, and I always felt like that was obtainable to be that great. Like, I was like, oh, okay, I want to be like that one day, not even thinking, maybe there's people out there working harder than you, just thinking that it was just easy. But then I got a reality check when I hit about, like high school, like, oh, people actually like really, really, really work to be basketball players or to be like, So, but yeah, I always wanted to be somebody. I know, and I didn't know it was going to be through playing sports or through being even a famous lawyer, like a defense attorney. Looked up to Johnny Cochran, just like people like that. I was, these guys have done it at the highest of their level.
For sure.
No matter what I did, I always envisioned it being the best of it and like famous for it, even if it was like I was going to be like the one who discovered this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely. So how did Dormtainment start? Like, how did all the group get together?
Oh man. Well, my best friend that I grew up with in Miami named Cam, he's in Dorm. For college, he came to Atlanta. He left Florida. He was the first one to leave Florida, and he came to Atlanta. And he met three out of the 6 guys that were initially in the group.
Mm-hmm.
And they became like, them 4 became like a good group of friends. And there was a lot of other people too that were with them too, but they remained friends throughout. Kind of shit. Throughout the year, like, either they would come to Miami with him and visit Chaz and I, who were still in Miami at the time, or we would come to them. So we all became like really cool. And by the time, I think 2008 came around, the end of 2008, Chaz and I were still in Miami, but we decided to come here or to live with them. And when we moved in together, we all like decided we wanted to do like something really, really, like I said, we didn't know exactly like how I am. I didn't know what exactly it was, but I know we wanted it to be really, really cool. And we used to look up. The only example at the time was College Humor.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
collegehumor.com. It was the only example of like comedy online, and we were like, yo, we can make a site like this. And we just wanted to make a site, not be uh, uh like the guys of it. We just wanted to make a site that everybody knew about. Then people would be like, oh, those black guys, like, you know, like those guys. But we ended up we were like, oh, we got to put videos up there first. So we ended up being just on the videos. And then people ended up liking those more than anything we had on the site, any contest. And so we were just like, yo, let's just focus on these videos.
Yeah.
And that became it started off from our website, but then at the same time, YouTube was becoming popular. So we were like, yo, might as well just put the videos up there. Like,
exactly.
Right? We were always pushing our website. Like, it was like, whatever, YouTube is just a platform to post. It was almost like YouTube and there's this other site called Vimeo. Vimeo's another video player site. And between it was like they were close, and like people like blogs used to like choose either one. So it wasn't like a big difference. But yeah, man. So because we posted that we were posting on our site on YouTube, eventually they caught traction, and then after like a year or two, one got on World Star, and then World Star helped us just like tremendously, man. I can't thank World Star enough, because they literally exposed us to a whole that loved us. And in like a month, we went from 10,000 subscribers to 60, to losing our channel right after that, to rebuilding it, and within getting 60,000 subs within the first, I think, 2 days again, and then a million, you know. Well, yeah, so you know, that's kind of like the quick story of just kind of how we just like got up and running. But you know, it wasn't easy, and there was a lot of moments where I was like, this isn't working.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
for sure. And so what was y'all's like writing process when you would like do skits and like comedy videos and stuff like that?
Yeah, we would just like, a lot of times it would be ideas, like things that we found funny that we would talk about, like, hey man, you know, when you in the club dance with a girl, you look so stupid. Imagine if you just take the girl away. And then we would just like do it and start cracking up, and then we'd be like, oh, we should go around in public and just do this, you know, and it'd be like, okay. You know, so a lot of times it would come from our natural interactions. Like, we got a skit called Who Booty Is It?, where a girl sleeps over, but she has to take a huge, you know, number 2.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one.
But that came from me actually just going in the bathroom and having to take my business, and Chaz overhearing me, and then us just laughing about it the next morning and being like, yo, what if that was a girl? And then, you know, just making a skit. So a lot of it came from just naturally being together and just like, you know?
Exactly, for sure.
Yeah.
And then what was like the hardest challenge you faced with like dormtainment and everything like that?
Man, hardest? I think a lot of it was hard. But, well, the first challenge was getting people to watch. Oh, yeah. That was a big challenge. I think that took a year or two before World Star. But even before that year or two, the traction was very, very slow. And then you is going to be terrible. It's going to look ugly. You're going to question if it's even growing. You're going to be like, wait a minute. It only looks like this. But that's the toughest part, is the beginning. But once it started rolling, you was like, you couldn't help but notice. You couldn't help but know it was going to keep going if you kept putting into it. You know?
Yeah.
So after that, a lot like I would say, like even further along, like I guess trying to get on to network television, and that phase was difficult because of how they handled you and how they talked to you, and you know, it was like, oh, different. This is not what we do, you know. So that was, but you know, it's all part of it. It's all
yeah. So when did you realize you kind of wanted to make music and everything like that?
Man, I think I always wanted to make music, bro, but I was just scared. I thought it was like you had to be a rocket scientist to make music. Like, I don't know how to. I don't like even growing up in chorus, but I wasn't even the best singer in chorus. And even would be like, "You're off key." I'd be where? Like, I'd be like, tell me, like, because I can't hear it. So like, you know, I always loved it, but I always felt like, man, I'm not good at this. Like, I don't know if I could do this the way I want to. And then like just maybe like 4 years ago, bro, I was like, you know what? F it, man. Like, I'm gonna try.
Exactly.
And it started with me downloading an app on my phone and paying $5 and being like, ooh, $5 for an app. That's like, that's a lot. But I did it. I remember like me making like within my first week, I made like 2 or 3 beats that I was really proud of. And I remember playing it for like the guys and then being like, okay, this is not bad. Okay. I was like, ooh. And I having that confidence. And then like maybe for like 6 months, just making a whole bunch of stuff that I thought was bad and like just whole bunch of stuff. And then going back, like, whoa, like there's like 5 in here that are really cool.
Yeah.
And then my first time trying to record was like a wake up call too, because I almost quit right there. Like I remember trying to record myself. Like obviously with Dormtainment, we've done music parodies and I've done like, you know, like songs that are actually people like, but it's different when you're doing comedy. You're trying to like actually find what your voice is without the you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, my first couple of times trying to record stuff, man, it was terrible, man. And I couldn't figure out auto-tune and I just wasn't, I had nothing. I had no clue what I was doing as far as singing and engineering and all that stuff. And I had to figure that out too. It took me almost a good, you know, I'm gonna say 6 months, but it took me like a week or 2 to figure out the auto, months to just really, really understand what I was doing.
Definitely.
And even it just took repetition for me to just even get to where I am now. And even like now, I'm still like, ooh, every day I get better at what I wanted to do yesterday. You know, so yeah, music, I was always wanting to do it, but I was very intimidated by it. And now I'm tackling it head on and I love it. And I love the challenges of it. And I love mastering it. And I love coming out with something good. And I love being like, ooh, I made that. Like, yeah, I just love it, man.
For sure. And then how did you initially like tell the guys of Dormtainment like you were gonna shift and kind of move on to do your own thing?
Well, like last year I came to them with this feeling, you know, still not sure of what it was, still feeling like, man, maybe it's just maybe I'm still like unsure, but I know I have this feeling. I'm still insecure about it. So when I came, they were kind of like, you know, they felt my insecurity, my uncertainty. Yeah. They're like, you know, think about it some more. You know, you credit payment is a big part of your life, all this stuff. And I was like, you know what, maybe you guys are right. And I thought about it some more and I felt like, all right, maybe I can do both still, you know? Yeah. And that year, both again, still had that feeling of like, man, I'm not giving my all to anything. I really want to do music, but I'm not giving it all because I stop it sometimes to cater to, you know, comedy and Dormtainment.
Yeah.
For like a whole nother year, it was just like, damn, man, I'm still feeling these ways. I'm trying to through it. And now it's affecting my relationships with other people because he's not living yourself, man. It bleeds through. And yeah, so like this second time, which was like maybe a couple weeks ago, I sat with them again, and we're pitching an idea for a show we're about to do, and everyone's like giving ideas, and it's like my turn, and I'm just like, man, I knew I was gonna say it because I just had a talk with like my mom, my uncle, and my friend back to back and right before we met, and it was like a trifecta, and they all said the same thing to me in different ways, and I was like, yo, this is weird. Like, I don't usually get phone calls in one day, much less. So I was like, all right, I got to be honest with myself. And yeah, I told him, I was like, guys, like this shit hurts me to even say this, but it's like I can't live trying to do two things at once, not giving my all to that to the thing I really want to.
Yeah.
And they understand. And obviously they had questions and they had their concerns, and even maybe some of the guys took a day or like really process it and come back and like have a clear understanding. But I feel like the complete understanding is we all kind of want to have our own entities.
Yeah.
But Mike has to be 100% bullheaded on one thing to really be successful. And at the time, it was Dormtainment. At the time, all I wanted was to write comedy and shoot videos and put it out. How people laughed and see what people said and they thought I was funny. That's all I wanted to do. Really fed off that. Like that led me to what I feel like what my actual passion is. And I've learned so much from that craft and so much from that journey that, I feel like I can use it towards what I'm doing now. Yeah.
For real. And so what would you say is like the biggest lesson you've learned from doing like with Dormtainment or just doing comedy on YouTube in general?
Man, big lesson. That's hard, bro.
Yeah.
I would just tell someone, like, if I could tell someone something, I would just say, man, just stay you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a little cliche, but stay you in a way where it's like, if you know that you're like the best product, like you originally are the most unique thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can succeed completely, like, because you're the sweetest. You're like the sweetest crop because you can 100% be you. You're the sweetest crop in the bunch. So, like I would always say, just completely stay yourself and authentic to your ideas and your thoughts and what you go through in life. And I feel like you'll succeed because I feel like it's music is the same way. Like, you don't want to sound like nobody else, because if it's already out, it's done better than you already.
Yeah.
So, and then when people hear you, they feel something different from the artist they just heard. So it's the same thing with comedy and content creators and anything you're doing. Completely stay yourself, and then know your business. Like, know your business. Know how much you can get your money, set up your shop, and conduct business. Like, conduct business. What God gave you is meant for you to make money from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, know your business.
Definitely.
Know yourself. Business. Those are my two. Yeah.
Appreciate that, for real. And then, what do you think you like honestly miss from being with Dormtainment so far? I mean, I know it's kind of new, yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe you have to come back to me in a year, then I'll tell you, like, damn, man,
Yeah.
Because I don't know, man. I guess I miss the fire I miss the excitement of like dropping a video and then knowing it was gonna like shift a little bit what was going on today. From you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe our videos can still do that here and there just for some people, but that was a moment where it was like, oh God, I felt like I was like, damn, like I can compare it to now, because right now I partake in like stocks trading and foreign exchange and stuff.
Yeah.
So excitement that I get from seeing money grow and like just like putting money into something and see it just grow, even like it's is the same as like what I used to have then. So yeah, that excitement, that fire of like dropping a viral video, really, yeah, that's something that I always remember. You know,
For real.
yeah.
And then so in the great future of Dormtainment video, you said like the you leaving was kind of you growing up, you said kind of. So what was that with this moment, like when you shifted your focus, would you say that's like the defining moment so far in you growing up?
Yeah, for sure. I've had mad defined moments like this, like in my life, and that's why it was easy for me to recognize too. Like, leaving my mom's house was one of those moments. Leaving my job, my full-time job. I've had a full-time job since I was 16, man. So even leaving my full-time job was one of those moments. And yeah, and then even one of the like, yeah. So like this was one of those moments too. Oh, why mom? Here, yeah.
When making music, who would you say is like your biggest musical inspiration?
Is it typical for me to say Drake?
I mean, you can.
Look, man, I think Drake is really good at what he does, man, and it's hard for him to miss. And the reason why is just every time I hear him, it seems like he's coming with something different. And yeah, Drake, Party Next Door, because he's so authentic to his style.
Yeah.
Frank Ocean, because he has so much emotion.
Yeah, definitely.
The Dream, because he has so much style in his cadences and his layers and his harmonies. Even though he's not known as a singer,
yeah,
he makes you feel like he's really singing, and obviously I can relate to that. Chris Brown, obviously he's just a performer. Any and everybody, like a lot of people I look up to. Like sometimes I find new artists that I never even heard of, and I find something I like. Like I have to be able to be inspired by everybody, and those people I named, sure, those are people I probably listen to on rotation. But yeah, I think I try to give everybody like they just do.
For sure. And then like what like new opportunities have kind of presented themselves since you left the group?
Well, I've had opportunities to make more music for television through just what I do, and not necessarily tailored to the show, but like just being able to submit songs for shows, which is something I've always felt like was a good place for my music. And that came through me actually honest about me not wanting to do something that was in the past, you know?
Yeah.
So that, and then just being able to focus on the music that I want to make and for the future and for myself, being able to put 100% into that, I feel created like some of my best stuff recently. Yeah.
And how would you personally describe your own music? Like what category would you put it in?
Man, it's almost like put you to bed bop.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. That's kind of, yeah, for sure. And then so how did the guys initially like handle the you telling them that you were leaving? So was it like, was anybody kind of not liking the decision, or how did that kind of work?
No. There was nobody that was like against it. No, there was just more maybe a concern for like I said, for myself and for how we would continue like day-to-day stuff, right?
Yeah.
So even that stuff had to get smoothened out throughout. That wasn't like that one conversation. Like a couple of days after, we had to figure that out too. Like, all right, how are we gonna move forward? Like as far as how I still contribute to the workload, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, and so it was all if it was concern, it was just all concern for myself and for everybody's like well-being, so we can move forward smoothly. But nobody was like, oh, I don't like this, or because I think we all know each other enough where we can be like, yeah, if he wants to do like it's almost like the Bulls in The Last Dance when they let Dennis Rodman go to Vegas. I'm not saying I'm Dennis Rodman or anything, but it was like you got to know your team as much as, you know, and if no one's the same, everyone can't get treatment, or it's going to start turmoil and problems. So you got to let everyone be the way they move.
For sure. And would you ever return in a skit or on the podcast?
Well, I think you know, the way I want to work with the guys is, I think I'm still going to be around, like, but it's going to be I think in a way where it's always going to be, it's going to be unsurprising and yeah.
For sure. I really appreciate this. Thank you for coming on. And I just wanted to kind of just close it out with
the sound I have is different, and just like Soul Trap did, and just like you know, The Weeknd did, and just like kind of like Brent Faiyaz did, like how they have their own sound. I feel like I have my own sound, and I don't sound like nobody else, and I'm ready to release some best stuff. And show everybody kind of like what I've been working on. And yeah, man, I feel like I could really make that in the game, and also distribute myself in many ways, merchandise and shows, and still use my writing ability to create art and movies and stuff like that. So, but man, music is next, man. Look forward to my music, and yeah, you'll see.
For sure, man. Hope for all the best with that. Thanks again for coming on. It's been a pleasure, and really appreciate it again. The Climb with Jaelin is hosted by Jaelin Morris-Orchen, produced by Mitch Bahnsen, and the music is done by Bowden Ford. For business inquiries, please contact us at theclimbwithj@gmail.com. That's theclimbwithjae@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.